Facebook for this last part of the big show. So I am live on Facebook as well right now. So, okay, moving on. Time saver. Begin an investing notebook or on file. Okay. Yeah, begin an investing notebook on file to keep track of investment growth. Worksheets and other papers you generate in your work through the post by post analysis of this book I'm reading. I'm getting a lot. I'm borrowing heavily from this. I'm going to give this guy props where props are due. Alpha, teach yourself investing in 24 hours. Okay, I don't know that writer's name offhand, but okay. Let's see here. Keep it timely. I wrote this in, I don't know why I wrote this in such tiny print. Because some of the posts will challenge you to complete projects. All right, so it will also get you in the habit of organizing your papers. I recommend keeping a blog. Keep a financial blog if you want to keep track of your progress. That way other people can look at it and give suggestions. You can make it a team effort. Show it to your family, your friends. Start an investing club. All right, so which will come it'll come in handy as your investments grow. Myth number one: investing is risky. Once again, I'm not trying to sell anything here. I'm not gonna get through this and go, oh, okay, but if you want more of my fancy tips, well, I mean, you got to go to my site, but it's all free there. You can donate if you want, but it's no advertising. I get paid nothing for this. I do it because I love this stuff. I don't know. I just find it very interesting. Okay, so myth number one: investing is risky. Investing is only as risky as you make it. The more risk you are comfortable taking, the greater your return is likely to be. I will look at risk in much more depth as we work through this book post by post, or show by upcoming show, and this in-depth analysis I'll be doing. It is important that you be honest with yourself. There are many lower risk opportunities you can choose that will get to your goals without keeping you awake at night worrying about your investments. Peace of mind is an important investment also. Remember the story of the race between the tortoise and the hare. It was the slow but steady tortoise who won. So this analysis I'm aiming to show such a strategy, among others. So keep in mind, it's if you want to go gambling, if you want to get rich quick, go to the casino. Chances are, 1 out of 1 million that will actually work for you in getting rich quick. Anyway, moving on. Let's see here. So, got myth number 2. Investing is hard. Keep in mind that the risk of keep in mind that that often the risk of not doing anything is as great or greater than being proactive. Myth 2. Investing is hard. It is not that hard to put together a solid investment plan and make adjustments as they are needed. So this show We'll walk you through the process step by step. When we are through with the analysis that I'm putting forth, there's be many parts. I'm thinking, I'll probably be doing, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 parts in my upcoming shows. But my point being, you will have all the tools you need or know where to find them to make intelligent investment decisions when we are done with this analysis. Myth number 3, you must be an economics major. Don't worry about economics. The media gives great attention to key indicators from the dismal science, and rightly so. Key economic indicators are important bits of information and may give clues to future movement of the economy and stock market. You have at your disposal for free or at very little cost the best minds in the world to digest and interpret these figures for you. It's all on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. All the free are in the library. All the free information you need. It's just you have to be the one that goes out and does the research if you don't feel like paying for a premium service. But if you want to go out and do the research yourself, the information is out there. I'll explain more about that as we go move on. A larger reality is that these same experts have predicted what those key numbers are likely to be, and the market has absorbed them before they are announced. If the actual numbers differ dramatically from the consensus opinion, the market may react abruptly, sometimes up and sometimes down. This analysis will tell you who to listen to and what it all means to your investment plans. Myth 4, you need to be a computer nerd. Nope. All the information you need to make successful investment decisions. Okay, a lot of this might be a little dated because this guy, from what I remember. But if you want to go old school and do research old school without, say if you don't want all of your stuff being tracked, all of your research being tracked, there's ways to get around that. Low-tech ways to doing your research. I mean, you have to get out in the community and do stuff. You have to go to the library, but you don't have to rely on the computer. And I'll explain more about that. But okay, all the information you need to make a successful investment decision, is available the old-fashioned way. However, a basic knowledge of the internet will dramatically improve your ability to access information rapidly and with greater efficiency. The internet is almost like, but it's like custom made for being an investor, for investing, for personal finance, personal financial planning. So there's just so many great tools, and we'll be going over all that as well. Keep in mind that you do not need to buy a computer to access the internet. Okay, this is kind of like dated, I guess. But all right, most public. Okay, but hey, if you're that off the grid, which hey, more power to you. But there are ways to be completely off the grid and still do these things, and I'm going to tell you about it right now. Most public libraries have computers with internet access that you can use for free. Some even offer classes for getting started. It is recommended buy a computer and sign up for internet service. You will find investing is much easier and more effective this way. A computer adequately outfitted to access the internet for investing information should not cost more than okay. There, it doesn't cost hardly anything. It costs hardly anything now. You can do all this on a dang smartphone or even on a flip phone if you want to pay for data. So so anyway, or you could do it all over the old school phone. I mean, yeah, actually, I'm gonna go get more into that as well. Unlimited internet access will not usually cost more. Oh, okay, will not usually cost more. Right, that's what I just said. Okay, so unlimited internet access will not. Okay, yeah, this once again, this is like really dated stuff. Okay, so moving on. Moving on to investment goals. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break though before I get into investment goals. And during my break, once again, I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of Tibetan Buddhist monks playing their Tibetan healing sounds. They're singing bowls. Okay, thank you, Buddhist monks. So, investment goals. So, all right, you may have specific financial goals to achieve, or they may be as general as was mentioned earlier: college for the kids, a nice home, financially secure retirement. So, as we work through this analysis, we'll be talking about a variety of goals expressed by the time frame necessary to achieve them. There will be short range 2 to 5 years, and long range goals 15 years plus, and corresponding investment strategies. Time saver. Okay, investment goals should be stated in 20 words or less. Make your goals simple, with uh, declarative statements. Yeah. No, declarative sentences. Okay. For example, I want to retire by age 65 with an annual income of, say, $500,000 a year. Okay, so save the details for your actual plan. It is easier to focus on simply stated goals. Okay, so your present age plays a large role in determining your goals and whether they are short, mid, or long term. For right now, it is important to understand that time is your best tool for meeting your investment goals. This leads us to Little's golden rule of reasoning, of investing. Little's golden rule of investing. Yeah, Little, that's the guy who wrote this book. The best time to start investing was yesterday. The second best time is today. Tomorrow is better than nothing. This rule applies whether the market is up or down or sideways. It applies whether you are 25 or 65. Procrastination is your worst enemy. And make no mistakes, it is a powerful one. Many people find it more comfortable to avoid committing to an investment program. So the analysis of this book, which once again is titled Alpha Teach Yourself Investing in 24 Hours, will move you out of that comfort zone and into a new one where you can make investments with confidence. Each and every one of you is expected to make an investment by the time we finish this analysis. That's right, I'm challenging you. If you already have, and once again, you got plenty of time. I'm thinking this will probably be a good 6 or 7 part series. So, if you already have some investments, you are expected to reconsider those in the light of what you learned. Do not worry that you might not have more than a couple of $100. I will show you how to get started with a small amount. I will also show you where to find money to invest without having to get a paper route for extra income. Don't worry if your 50th birthday party is just a memory. I will show you how you can get ready for retirement, even if you do not have a penny in a retirement program. Move it on. Moving on. Okay. All right, retirement investing. Most of us will have investing for retirement as one of our major financial goals. I will cover investing for retirement in much more detail later. But let us take a look at the magic of compounding and time for different ages to see what can happen. The great thing about investing for retirement is that you can do it within a tax-deferred environment, meaning taxes are not paid on gains in your account. There are some exceptions to this rule, but it is your decision how to handle taxes. The following examples ignore the effect of inflation because I want to impress you with my math later, when we will look at a more realistic picture. So, the early bird gets the compounding. Our first intrepid investor is Sally at age 25. She has a promising career in accounting. She sets up a retirement account earning 10% and deposits $50 a month for the next 40 years. At age 65, she gets a gold watch and a check for $316,204. Not too shabby. But Sally is smarter than that, thanks to her bean counting skills. She knows how compounding and time can work for her. So she sets up the same retirement account, earning 10% and deposits $50 the first month. Then every month, she increases her deposit by $1. So the second month, she deposits $51. And the next month, she deposits $52, etc. Again, this is highly simplified, but I'm just trying to give you a mental picture of what I'm talking about here when we're talking about the magic of compounding. Now, at age 65, she gets a gold watch and a check for $1,011,276. That is over 319% more. And all she did was add $1 a month. Her retirement fund grew by over $695,000, and she did it by adding $1 each month. Besides the magic of time and compounding, this example raises another good point. Some of you who are clever in math figured out that Sally was depositing over $500 a month toward the end of her career. That may seem like a lot, but consider Sally's strategy. By forcing herself to increase each month, even if by only $1, she established a disciplined approach to her investing. This conditioned her to not miss that additional dollar each month or payment either. Besides, when you figure a modest 3% annual inflation over 40 years, $500 will be the equivalent of about 150 of today's dollars. So, here we go. Time saver. Get to know the rule of 72 to determine how long it will take for an investor to double his or her money. Divide the fixed rate of compound interest into 72. For example, at 10% interest, it will take 7.2 years to double. Okay, to you, this means that $40,000 today invested poorly at 2% will be $20,000 in 36 years. Big difference. So, better late than never. Our next hero is Bob, age 50. Bob always wanted to set up a retirement account, but somehow just never got around to it. As a moderately successful kumquat salesman, Bob has a moderately growing income thanks to residuals. Residuals are commissions on sales paid out over time. After reading this blog, Bob boldly commits to establishing a retirement account, which he opens with $1,000 from his annual bonus. Each month, he deposits $250 into the account, which is earning 10%. Each year, he adds another $1,000 from his bonus and ups his monthly contribution by $25. While Bob will not become a millionaire this way, he will build a nest egg of almost $194,000. Not bad, considering he started with nothing. Comparing Sally and Bob further reveals the power of compounding and the magic of time. Sally's total investment in her retirement is $138,431, and it yields over $1 million. Bob's investment is $91,500 with a yield of almost $194,000. Sally gets a return of over sevenfold on her investment, while Bob just doubles his money. Not bad. But think where he would be if he started earlier. If he'd started earlier. More importantly, Bob has less time for maneuvering because Bob started late. He cannot afford to try different strategies and take a chance that he will get caught in a down market just when he needs to start living off his investments. With 15 years to work with, Bob can up his nest egg by increasing his monthly contribution by $25. So every year, he ups his monthly contribution by $50 over the previous year. This is probably going to pinch his lifestyle. It does manage to get his total up over $247,000 with an investment of $123,000, but you will notice his yield is still just barely double. More about retirement investing, compounding, and so on in later sections. But I hope I've convinced you that there is some urgency for you to get started with your own investment program. Moving on. Oh. Okay. Let's see here. Come on, what's going on here? Oh. Okay, all right, ladies and gents. You got me. I should have done a little bit better of a prep job before the show, but hey, what are you going to do? So my second show here on Revolution Radio, right? So, okay, non-traditional investing. Non-traditional investments are included in this analysis because you will hear about them or already have, and you need the proper information to help you decide if any of these are for you. Just to update my stuff a little bit, I don't even go into pot stocks at all in this. But there's basically a mutual fund for everything. I mean, if you're looking to just get your feet wet in the market and you really want to, get in on this marijuana investing, the Motley Fool, pretty reputable personal financial planning company. They have, once again, I'm not, they're not paying me anything to say this, but you don't have to go through them. But there are already out there mutual funds, the cannabis mutual funds, whatever, medical marijuana mutual funds out there. That that's would be my, and they have all kinds of different mutual, and you don't have to go to a stockbroker to get a mutual fund. And they have all different kinds. I mean, they have like low risk medical marijuana mutual funds, medium risk marijuana mutual funds, and high risk medium marijuana mutual funds. But it's just, it's like with the risk, you get greater return, of course, but Also, it's a little bit riskier. That's just the name of the game. But I would definitely recommend getting if you got the money, you want to get it on the ground floor on this marijuana thing. I would definitely recommend doing a low risk mutual fund. I don't think the weed market is going to bottom out anytime soon. So looks like it's here to stay. I mean, the legalized weed, that is. Okay. Non-traditional investing. So what's another one? Oh, the Bitcoin thing as well. I see Bitcoin really is in place right now. I kind of see it as a last resort kind of. I mean, the last resort in the respect that if you got some money that you want to hide, if you have some wealth you want to hide and you don't want to pay taxes on it, if you're involved in some shady business dealings, and you don't want to have to claim that income, buy Bitcoin. I mean, you can still pretty much get away with hiding wealth through buying Bitcoin. So anyway, that's the but I don't so anyway, I feel a little uncomfortable actually recommending it, but at this point I'd like to see it all a little bit more stable first, but whatever. What do I know? If I would have invested in Bitcoin, 6-7 years ago or 10 years ago, I would be a wealthy man right now. Hard assets. Hard assets are further divided into two subcategories: real estate and precious metals. Many people consider real estate an essential investment and will probably be offended at it being classified as non-traditional. They will certainly be offended to find it in the same category as gold and silver. Here is Little's reasoning. Little, the writer of this book that I'm analyzing here. Hard assets such as real estate and gold have been considered good inflation hedges. Bitcoin as well. That's a good inflation hedge. History shows that in periods of high inflation, money is driven to assets that have intrinsic value, like gold and real estate. When confidence in the money weakens during inflation, investors have looked to convert paper money into hard assets like precious metals and gold coins. So inflation is when too much money is chasing too few goods. It is characterized by sharply rising prices with no apparent increase in product value. The result is that money is devalued or worth less. For example, if you are planning to live on $2,000 a month in retirement, inflation might make the $2,000 buy only $1,700 worth of goods. Your standard of living would drop $300 per month. So, while there are no guarantees that high inflation will not return, it seems unlikely. The Federal Reserve Bank, which controls the money supply, has shown it's willing to apply the brakes to the economy if it seems to be heading for an inflationary period. If you take the inflation out of the economy, hard assets like real estate and gold do not appreciate very rapidly as a rule. Let us look at real estate. We all probably know someone who bought the right piece of property at the right time for the right price and made a killing. The average real estate investor is more likely to own residential properties that are rented out. So on page 12 of his book, Alpha, Teach Yourself Investing in 24 Hours, Little writes, I know several people who have been doing this for years and have been very successful. People always need a place to live, and the cost of home ownership is going to be out of reach for a number of potential retailers. For a number of potential renters. There are plenty of tax advantages as well. Precious metals. As for gold and precious metals, Little goes on to explain on page 12, I do not have much positive to say. If you believe the global economy is going to collapse in a minute, then you may want to own gold. On the other hand, if our society falls apart at the seams, you will want to get out of town fast. Any quantity of gold is going to slow you down. So says Little. If you feel you need precious metals in your portfolio, Little suggests, and I gotta say, I would agree with this, that you purchase a mutual fund that invests in mining company stocks. It's just, yeah, I mean, it's just much more practical, ladies and gentlemen. So, lifestyle investing. Oh, shoot, looks like we're going to call here. Let's see. Oh. Hey, no curse words. No curse words, or I got to let's go. Oh, okay, you got to go. Bye. Oh, shit. Oh, man, now I cursed. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, no. Let me continue. Shoot. Guy got me all frazzled. So, what was that about? He just wanted to be mean. Did you hear all that? Yeah. Anyway. Dang, I gotta call back in, but. Okay, ladies and gents, I'm going to take a very quick break. Be right back right after these words.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host pin. When finished, press the pound key. To start your show now, press 1. To hear since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we're reconnecting you now.
All right. So, yeah, if you want to call into the show, that's fine and dandy. If you want to troll me, that's fine and dandy. But no cursing. I have a pretty open policy when it comes to callers. I think it makes the show better, actually. When people call into the show, no matter what they got to say, I'm pretty open to that, but can't curse, man. I don't know what to tell you. No Carlin words. So caller, yeah, if you want to call back in, go ahead and call back in, but no Carlin words, man. Watch your language. All right. Oh, shit. Or shoot. Dang. That guy got me all flustered. Okay. No cursing, man. Yeah, I was dazzled. I was dazzled by that man's brilliance. All right, so moving on. So, okay, lifestyle investing. All right, the other category, the other category of non-traditional investments, Little calls lifestyle investing. This group includes art and other collectibles. Little says on page 13, I do not want to even consider this investing, but Americans seem to have this need to find things that give us pleasure and then turn them into a business. He goes on to say, if you love art, love it for its beauty and the pleasure it brings to you. Keep your baseball cards to share with your kids. We have managed to ruin just about every hobby you can think of by putting a price tag on it. Hear, hear. So, collecting dolls as an investment strategy, is using a hobby for a purpose other than that for which it was intended. So, stick with stocks, bonds, and mutual funds for your investment needs. Arabian horses are beautiful animals. Not many years ago, people were going crazy over them. Okay, well, let's say actually, about 20, 30 years ago, people were going crazy over them. Investors who would not know a stallion from a mare were bidding up prices through the roof. What really makes this nuts is the Arabian horses have no utilitarian value. They are not like racehorses that can win money and breed champions. Beanie Babies. Pokemon whatevers. You name it, and Americans and others will collect them and drive up prices. If you want to collect or raise or trade your hobby, do so and enjoy it. If you want to collect or raise, or trade, do so and enjoy it. But do not plan on retiring off your beer bottle collection or that black velvet painting of Elvis in Viva Las Vegas. Moving on. Cleaning up debt. Very important. We are addicted to credit cards. We whip out the plastic without even thinking about how or when we are going to pay off the balance. In addition, the credit card companies keep sending them or upping our credit limits. Without thinking about it, we are up to our wazoo in credit card debt. But when the bills do come, we notice that all they expect is this small minimum monthly payment. We can handle that. What we may not notice is that we are paying 18% or more in interest, and if you look closely at your bill, you may find that the friendly minimum balance they want you to pay is less than the finance charges. This means that if you only pay the minimum balance, you will never pay off the debt because all you are paying is interest. Your principal is never reduced. All right, proceed with caution. Be careful of the transfer your balance ads from credit card companies. After a short period at the advertised low rate, the interest charge will shoot back up. So, gather all of your, this may seem like foolish, like everybody knows this, but not everybody does, ladies and gentlemen. Financial illiteracy is a big problem in this country. So Okay, gather all of your credit card statements and any other high interest debt you have and compare the interest rates. Make a list from highest interest to lowest and begin paying off from the top down. The first investment you are going to make is in yourself. You are going to stick those high interest credit cards in your desk drawer and not use them again until you have paid off or substantially paid down what you owe. The reason is obvious. If you are paying a credit card 18% on a $5,000 balance and earning 12% on a $5,000 investment, you are taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. It's actually worse than that. You cannot make an investment that is not overwrought with risk that will pay you enough to offset the money gushing out of your checking account. It may not be as much fun as buying stocks, but there's nothing you can do that makes more financial sense than getting rid of high interest debt. More importantly, the object of investing is not to break even, but to get ahead. All right, moving on. Well, we're almost at the end of the show. Ladies and gents, what's going on here? Okay. So, I want to thank you all for tuning in. It's been a little slice of heaven. I'll be here next Friday as well, God willing, and the creek don't rise, from 11 a.m. Central to 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Just like to remind everyone that Revolution Radio is completely audience supported. So to donate, go to freedomslips.com, hit that donate button, and help us out. Later, everyone. I'm out of here. Oh, shoot. To all you Blog Talk people, I'm out of here. Have a good one. So, end of the episode. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Things fixed and repaired, you can say, hey, look, this is what I had. You have it. Addresses, phone numbers, we'll squeeze on over to freedomslips.com. Yes, that's www.freedomslips.com. Click the banner on the homepage for the EMP proof bullet drive to get the full scoop of everything that we offer. So, folks, keep your data safe for your peace of mind. Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. You don't need to expect us. We're already here.
This is the people's war. It is our war. We are the fighters. Fight it then. Fight it with all that is in us. And may God defend the right.
Warning! Warning!
They're going to kill us all! See how the cover you planted? Be they the government, be they industry, be they organized labor, be they anyone, or human beings.
Totally if you want, because
You can't even possibly take part. You've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, upon the levers, upon all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop. And you've got to indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from working over.
Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com, the #1 listener-supported talk radio station, throwing ourselves upon the gears of the machine. Revolution Radio, where information never sleeps.
You call down the thunder while now you stop. Right, tell them I'm coming! And who's coming with me here? Who's coming with me?
Revolution
I'll go back. Totally fine.